Okay, so today we're going to be dealing with time. We're going to learn how to tell time. So there are certain things we do at different times of the day. So I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions to see when you guys do these certain things, whether you do them maybe in the morning, maybe at night, maybe you do some things in the afternoon. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions and you guys just let me know when you do it. So, Kylie, when do you get up? You get up in the morning. Good job. Milo, when do you go brush your teeth? Good. You brush your teeth in the morning and at night? Very good. Let's see. James, when do you get on the bus for school? You get on the bus for school in the morning. Very good. All right, in class, when do we do our reading lessons? Does anybody know when we do our reading lessons? We do them in the afternoon, really? Good job, very good. So now you may not know exactly what time you do those certain things during the day, and so that's what I'm gonna be teaching you today. So you can look at a clock and be able to tell, oh, I'm doing this at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or I'm doing this at 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I gave you guys each one of these little cheat sheets that I made, and this is what we're going to go over before I even teach you anything on a clock. So on our cheat sheet, we can see that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, and there are also 24 hours in 1 whole day. And we can tell what hour we're in the day and what minute in that hour we are in the day by looking at a clock. So I'm going to teach you how to look at the analog clock first. So we have the analog clock, which starts with 12, and then it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way back in the circle. And those are our hours of the day. We can either be at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or back to 12 o'clock. So those are our hours of the day. Well, what else do you notice that's on this analog clock? Good. We notice that there are these there's this big hand and there's this little hand. Well, if we look at our cheat sheet right here, we can see that I gave you guys a little hint that says big hand and small hand. So I put that the big hand equals the minute hand, and that the small hand equals the hour hand. So if we pull back up the analog clock, we can also see that you can see right here that this is the big hand and this is the small hand, and that this big hand is the minutes and that this small hand means the hours. So this big hand is the minutes, and we know that how many minutes are in an hour? Good, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So let's count and see if that's right. Because this big hand is going to go through all of these little ticks in 1 hour. So let's count these ticks. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now can somebody tell me what we just did? Good. We just went through this whole half of the clock. So half of this clock that we just went through is 30 ticks, which means it's 30 minutes since we're counting the minute hand. So let's keep going. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. So what does that mean? Good, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And that's what we just counted up. Did anybody notice anything special when we were counting those ticks? Maybe anything once we got to the number maybe 5 or 10 or 15? All right, good. Every time when we got to the first one, we got to 5, we were at the 1. We got to 10, we were at the 2. 15, we're at the 3. 20, we're at the 4. 25 at the 5. 30 at the 6. So once we get to these big numbers right here, we're going by 5s. So the 6 would be 30. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 minutes in an hour. There you go. Okay, so you guys got the minutes down. So let's go to the hour hand. So this small hand right here is called the hour hand. And I also put that on your cheat sheet. The small hand equals the hour hand. Now, we said that 60 minutes is 1 hour. How many hours are in a day again? So let's look on our cheat sheet. There are 24 hours in 1 day. Good. So this small hand is the hours hand. And these big numbers right here, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, those are the hours in the day. And this small hand is going to go hit every one of these numbers twice to get the 24 hours in the 1 day. So whatever number that this small hand is at means that that number is what time we're at. So if this minute hand is on the 0 and this small hand is on the 3, what time does that make us at right now? It makes us at 3 o'clock. Now if this hand was on the 4, that would make us at 4 o'clock. If this small hand was on the 7, that'd make us be at 7 o'clock. So the hour hand's a lot easier than the minute hand. So now I'm going to show you a different analog clock. It's the same process, just a different time. Okay, so we see that we still have our minute hand and we still have our hour hand, but they're not at the same numbers as they were at. Our minute hand is all the way down here at the 6. So that means we have to figure out what minute we're at. We can either count all of these ticks until we get to the 6 and figure out what minute we're at, or you can use the trick that I showed you guys, that every time we hit the 1, that's 5, the 2, that's 10, the 3, that's 15, the 4 is 20, 25 is the 5, so that makes the 6 30. So we're at 30 minutes because the long hand is all the way at the 6. Well, now this small hour hand is not touching the 3, but it's not touching this 4 either. So how do we figure out what time it really is if it's not touching one of those numbers? Well, we have to remember that this hour hand it's going to hit all of these numbers. But it has to wait for this big minute hand to go all the way around to this 12 before it can go to one number to the other. So since it's not touching the 3, but it's not at the 4, but this minute hand hasn't got to the 12 yet, that means that we're still at the 3 o'clock. So that means that the time would be 3:30. Okay, so we're going to look at our cheat sheet again. Once again, we're going to go over that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, 24 hours in 1 day, and on our analog clock, we have a big hand and a small hand, and that the big hand equals the minute hand. The small hand is the hours hand. So the big hand tells us our minutes, and the small hand tells us our hours. And I even drew a little clock right here. And this clock, can anybody tell me what that clock is sitting at, since we just learned how to do that? That clock is at 3 o'clock. Very good. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to read a digital clock, because that's what this one is right here. This is called a digital clock. And I have a digital clock right here. So this digital clock is set at 3 o'clock. The way we know that is because these 2 dots right here, any number in front of those 2 dots is the hours, and any numbers between or after the 2 dots is the minutes. So if we take a look at our cheat sheet that I drew you, you can see that before the dots is the hours, which says 3, and after the dots is the minutes, which are at 0. So looking at that, and then looking at this, we can tell that the time is 3 o'clock. Okay, so now that we kind of have the basics of telling time, I'm going to give you all a blank sheet of paper, and I want you to draw your own clock. I'll help you with it. And then I'm going to tell you all to draw a time on your clock, and then I'm going to check to see if you did it right. Okay, so we're all going to draw a clock now, and I'm going to help you with it. So with your white piece of paper, let's make it sideways like this. And let's draw a big circle. Just like that. And your circle doesn't have to be perfect, because mine's definitely not. So, in the middle of your circle, draw another circle and color it in, just like that. At the top of your clock, let's draw the number 12. And at the very bottom of your clock, draw the number 6. Just like that. And now on the right and left side, you're going to draw a 3 and a 9, just like I did. And then we're going to fill in the rest of the numbers. Just like this. So once everybody has that, let me know, and I'll let you know what time I want you to draw on your clock. Okay, does everybody have our clock drawn? Good. I want you, with 2 different colored markers, I want you to show me, let's do 5 o'clock. All right, 5 o'clock. Make your hour hand a different color from your minute hand. Okay, has everybody drawn their clocks out to 5 o'clock? All right, so does everybody's clock look like this clock? Because that's what 5 o'clock should look like. So everybody hold their clocks up so we can all see it. Good job, guys. Very good. All right, now with your other blank piece of paper, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to draw one more clock. So let's draw our clocks. So draw a big circle and put our numbers in just like before. Draw our circle in the middle. And once everyone's figured that one out, I want you guys to draw, let's draw 230. I want everyone to draw me 230. Okay, so does everyone's clock look like this one? Because this is 230. Notice that our big long minute hand is on the 6, which means it's at 30. And notice that our small hand is not at the 2, but it's not at the 3. It's right in the middle. So it's still at 2:30.